Heroes of Chardonnay allow us to talk to the greatest winemakers in the world and really get like an insight onto the wine, the place, the variety. And I'm so thrilled to be able to have Tim Lovett with us right now. He is the head winemaker at Leeuwin Estate in the beautiful Margaret River in Australia. Good morning, good evening, Tim. How are you, sir?
Very well, Ian. How are you? Great to have me.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled because we love our Lewin Estate wines, and you're absolutely a major puzzle piece and a reason that we put the Heroes of Chardonnay on is to be able to give people a lot of perspective. You know, we're going to be tasting wines from all over the world. You've been the winemaker there since around 2016, right?
Yeah, senior winemaker since 2016. That's correct.
And at Lewin Estate, they're famous for a lot of different things. I mean, this is a magnificent property. Uh, and when you visit Australia, you don't just think of going to the winery to taste wine. It's a full experience type of a destination.
What makes Margaret River so special, to begin with, is as you can see on the map there, we're surrounded by the Indian and Southern Oceans, and that really gives us maritime influence. So we have that kind of cooling sea breeze that comes through, and with regards to the vines, that really moderates them overall. So as a region, it makes not just ourselves, but the region itself very consistent with the Mediterranean climate. When you look specifically at Leeuwin Estate as a site, we're 668 hectares of land with just over 160 hectares under vine, with an amazing amount of new plantings that we've we really kind of began from 2016 and then 19 and 21. So with that, the Horgan family are pioneers of Leeuwin Estate. They purchased the property in 1969. And then with the energy and the thoughtfulness of Robert Mondavi, who wanted to purchase the property in 1971, the first vines were in the ground. So when Dennis and Trish purchased the property, Dennis was a surfer. He bought the property for surfing because there's some of the most epic waves
Wow.
in the world. And with that, the original plantings on the estate were Chardonnay and Cabernet.
It really speaks to the how great a location you are because of the consistency and the quality that you've been able to achieve. These
Yeah,
vineyards are spectacular.
I think that this picture actually really amplifies what I'm talking about. In the fore distance, you've got the sun setting, which is the Leeuwin Ridge. You've got that particular photo is about 6.5 kilometers from the Indian Ocean.
Hmm.
Then you come over the Leeuwin Ridge where it's all limestone, and then it's all threaded through with lateritic iron-rich gravel, which actually started out as Precambrian granite bedrock. So Precambrian, so we're talking about 750 million years old. And then in the tertiary, that bedrock washed away to this gravel that you see, especially at the forefront overall. And I think if you combine that maritime influence and Mediterranean climate, free draining soils, it really gives a moderating factor, a buffering capacity to each of the vines. So they're not high yielding. They're quite low yielding overall, which gives us great concentration, and its perfume, its fragrance, its intensity overall. So, and most importantly, it's about translating what we see out in the patch or in the paddock and articulating that into the glass. And there's a few pictures there from the from the restaurant through into the tasting room, and yeah, there's there's many accolades. I don't tend to talk about accolades too much, but the details in the glass overall. And we're looking at the 21 Prelude Chardonnay today.
Yeah. And Prelude is it's a value in the portfolio. Uh, is it a particular slice of the vineyard, or is it a selection of the wines that maybe could go into artist series?
A complete selection that is determined for Prelude. So art series, just shying away from Prelude just a touch, is really based on the original plantings of Chardonnay on site, which is block 20 and block 22, planted in 1975 and 1977. And Prelude is slightly young, coming from younger vineyards, but more clonal spectrum. So Gingin's the predominant clone within Margaret River, where it experiences a mirandage, which is kind of like hen and chicken, big berry, smaller berry. The smaller berries have the concentration because they ripen earlier. The bigger berries hold the acidity. So that's the backbone behind Prelude. I think the focus with Prelude Chardonnay is a wine that really the detail is not just clonal, but site and younger sites, but to be really complete and holistic in its youth. And that comes down to how we nurture that and how we respect that out in the paddock, where a portion of it's hand harvested, a portion of it is machine harvested. There's some whole bunch pressing. There's free drain. There's some skin contact as well. So we're really kind of looking at creating that landscape overall.
For Prelude with winemaking, what is the major difference? Is it is how much wood, how much stainless, that
Yeah,
type?
definitely. So Prelude receives 30% new, mainly Burgundian Coopered Oak, and then the remainder 1-year-old, all in 225 and 228 liter format. And what I love about Burgundian oak, with 9 months maturation and then seeing it in bottle, it creates this kind of beautiful, kind of sweet nougat, brioche notes, and that's what I want to see early in its youth. For art series, it's very different. It's 100% new Bordelais Coopered Oak, tighter grain, lighter toast. So that's art series is about energy in its youth, but then longevity to 20 to 30 years beyond. So Prelude is all about having all of those components built within its tapestry to be consumed in on release to 5-6 years.
Thank you, Tim. We're going to taste now with our group, and appreciate your time today.
Pleasure.